Well, here we are.
Hey, buddy.
Happy Tuesday.
Happy Tuesday.
man, man. Happy Taco Tuesday. Oh my goodness. I am I'm dragging a little bit today. I'm a little
Yeah,
tired today, but how are you doing?
I'm doing all right, I guess.
Yeah, I'm doing
Yeah,
pretty good. Doing pretty good. Got a
yeah.
little news. Got a little uh got a little information to share about
Oh,
everything. And so heck, let's just jump right into it. You are live on Professor Bats and Friends. Here we go. And
love
here we are. Come on now.
it. How you been?
I've been all right. I've been all
Yeah.
right. Yeah, I've been just fine.
Besides working all the time.
Working all the time. I swear, I have been accused of being a workaholic, and so I'm hearing a little feedback. You hear
Oh yeah.
feedback? Yeah,
Um.
little.
How about now?
Does anybody else have that? Nope, nope,
No.
nope, 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 nope. All
Nope.
good, all good, all good. Welcome to the show, Gen Xers, Eli Sturgeon. Hey, good to see you
Hey, buddy.
on Saturday. Good to see you. Good to meet you. Uh, what the most interesting man in Oklahoma. Uh, he got to visit with us and was there when we got to learn about the triantulas.
The triantulas. That's
Yeah,
right.
yeah. Exploring the outdoors. Just had street tacos. Taco Tuesday. That's right.
Yeah.
Gia Ann is on here.
Hi, Gia.
Gia, thank you for being on here. We appreciate you being on here. Woo! I tell you what, I worked till midnight last night. Got up at 6. Well, I got up at 2 with the dog. Got up at 5 with the dog. Got up at 6. Then went to work at 7. And uh, I needed a Red Bull or something. I needed to give me wings. I just didn't have it. I just didn't have it today. I was dragging. I was dragging. So
That's too much, man.
it was a little much.
You need some R&R.
I do. I'm going to get that tonight. I'm going to sleep well tonight, hopefully through the bad storms that we're supposed to have. I don't know if they're going to have them in Oklahoma, but I'm pretty sure Arkansas and Missouri is going to have some. They're predicting some really bad storms at the worst possible time when everybody's asleep around 2 or 3 a.m. So I'm going to take a bunch of sleeping pills and wake up and it's going to be gone.
Hopefully, you just sleep
Or
right
not
through.
wake up. And I
Yeah.
may wake up at the pearly gates. Who knows? Oh man. Last weekend was a really fun time.
Yeah, buddy.
I got to pick up my new favorite hat
Yeah,
at Okie Overland. I see you got yourself a patch.
I got a patch, and I got my new hat from
New
OK
hat.
Overland. Look at
I
that.
like that hat.
I dig it, man.
That Dookie Brown is goes with most of my clothes. But I wore this one because I got my red Go Explore shirt on, goexploreusa.com.
Match is good.
Matches well. And red, white, and blue, like,
Patriotic. Yeah.
yeah, daggone right. So we got
Daggone.
Easter coming up this weekend. Hope everybody has a lot planned with the family. Good family night. But this past weekend we drove to Tulsa and visited with Tate and Kyle at Okie Overland. We did a class. You talked about rooftop tents and got everybody chasing rabbits like crazy on what was that? What was that you got everybody talking about?
What do you mean?
Well, you talked about 2 minutes on tents and then you talked about an hour on something else. I can't remember what it was. What was it? I can't remember.
I don't know. Maybe it'll come to me.
Maybe I slept since then. I don't know.
I don't know.
I guarantee you, Gia did.
Well,
She remembers.
I
She
think
don't.
it was. I think it was about our experience in Colorado and how we froze our heinies off
Yeah,
with a regular ground tent.
yeah,
We
yeah.
were
You
not
got talking
prepared.
about heaters
Oh yeah,
and all kinds of stuff.
yeah.
And
Maybe that's what it was.
you got to go first and got to take all the time you wanted, and I got to go last, and I got to talk about 2 minutes. Everybody took my time, but that's okay. I'm not hurt about it at all. It's
Well, the next time you can go first.
okay. I just want to give everybody a heads up. If you hear some odd sounds, noises, or anything or smells come through, uh, my little French bulldog is in here with me, and I've never heard anything quite like her. I
Right.
would highly suggest you go to my Instagram, Professor Adventures, and look at the video that I did of carrying that dog. I carried that dog for 5 miles on
Oh
Sunday,
no.
and she was on my back, right here in my ear, the whole time. I mean, it was just every step I took, it was just something new. It was great,
Nonstop right there.
so fun. But it was a good workout, having 20 pounds of dog, top heavy because she's all head on your back. It was fun. We had a
Yeah.
great.
So you did that Sunday? You did a
Yeah,
hike?
we were out at Beaver Lake.
Okay.
Yeah, Beaver Lake, Northwest Arkansas. So had a great time out there. Gen Xer says we call shenanigans. You two came to Tulsa, and we went from Tulsa to Arkansas to camp. Well,
See, I messaged them. I
mm-hmm.
messaged them on Friday to see if they were coming. I guess maybe they were already out of service or something.
Yeah.
But
He messaged you on Instagram, and he got no reply. So Tony feels kind of rejected and
I see how
dejected.
you are.
Yeah. Hmm.
Anyway, it's okay.
Well, it was really fun out there at Okie. I took a bunch of stuff out there to put in the consignment shop that they have out there. Really excited about that. And so if you're needing some solar panels, he's got a bunch, and they're all brand new, high quality, and you'll love them. I wish you would all go buy them. But I came home with some cool stuff, and I'm excited.
Yeah, I
You
did
came home
too.
with some pretty cool stuff too, didn't you?
I did too.
Yeah, yeah. Tony got him a what is that thing called?
It's a gimbal.
Gimbal. It's a gimbal for a full size
DJI
camera. The Ronin.
Ronin S. Yes.
It is a complicated deal, but it makes some of the best videos I've ever seen. So Tony's gonna have some amazing videos.
Yep. I am excited to put that thing to use.
As far as I know, Tim, we are all good with the tornadoes. It hit Little Rock really bad on Friday. I got out of here pretty quick right after that. I'm just a little north of where they hit real bad. Supposed to have some more tonight, so hopefully everybody will make sure that they're okay in a safe place in the middle of the night. We'll see how that goes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I came home with I've never had a propane fire pit, and they had that propane fire pit that also is a grill and has the skillet on top of it. My goodness, that thing is cool. And came home with that. I came home with a new toilet, the Iron Man toilet. Uh, that's a lot like the what's that box? Thunder box. It's a lot like
Thunderbox.
the Thunder box, yeah.
Thunderbox.
And I also came home with a new set of knives, the folding chef's knife, by Messermeister. Man, I'm
Messermeister.
excited. I got it home, cleaned it all up, and man, those things are sharp. I can't wait.
Yeah.
Can't wait to cut my finger with one of those.
it's
And that's what's
good.
going to happen. I promise.
It's a good thing you have a high quality first aid kit.
Yeah, and give me some high quality H2O to put on it. Well,
And you did a hike on Sunday, right?
hike on Sunday.
Yeah.
We met with Gia's family. Just in case people didn't know, we're getting married this summer, June 23rd.
On purpose?
On purpose. Yeah.
Really?
She
Okay.
talked me into it.
Okay.
And so at the Go Explore Ouachital's run, I actually proposed on Petit Jean, and we've got everything. The ball is rolling. I mean, let me tell you, the ball is rolling.
Full steam ahead.
We have got a place in Little Flock reserved on June the 23rd. I had, and this is how my summers go, I had about a 2-week window, is all I had. About a 2-week window, and we fit it in there.
Yeah.
We're gonna get married. About 4 days later, I go to Indianapolis for a week. I come back, and then we leave for about a month to go to Kentucky, Michigan, Canada, Minnesota, and
That
it's
sounds
gonna be an
horrible.
epic, horrible trip. Epic.
That sounds absolutely epically horrible.
I know, and I'm real excited about that. So I didn't want to miss out on any of that. So we're just having to plan all the stuff about getting married and her moving and her trying to find a job down here and all that other stuff. So we're really excited about that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
super pumped.
On top of that, you got all the planning for the Professor Bats and Friends first annual camp out.
Oh my goodness! Tell everybody when that's going to be.
It's going to be Cinco de Mayo.
First weekend of May.
May the 5th.
First weekend of May. We're going to get together at where?
The Woolham Campground.
Woolham.
Yeah.
We're going to get together at Woolham. Yeah. So if you're on here and you're a fan of us and we're a fan of you, I promise if you're a fan of us, we're a fan of you. We would love to have you first weekend of May down on the Buffalo River.
That's
we're
right.
We're going to go down on a Friday afternoon, probably stay till Sunday.
Yeah.
And we'll do whatever we can, but we're going to have lots of good food, some fellowship, and good times.
Make sure if you like cow yaks, make sure and bring your cow yak with you.
You got your cow yaks.
Yeah. Did I ever tell you the story about that?
No,
so. That's what McKenna was calling them when she was real little. We were out on Lake Fort Smith, and somebody had rented one at the marina, and I said, "Look over there at those kayaks, McKenna." And she goes, "Where's the cow yak?"
Cow yak.
Yeah. She was like 3 years old. It was the cutest thing. Anyway, never mind. Off track.
Oh my goodness. Well, tonight something was fresh on my mind. On the Go Explore trip, if everybody tuned in last week, we talked about the flash floods that we had while we were there. It was epic. It was not fun, but it made for some good memories.
Yeah.
And the topic just coming to my mind about keeping things clean. Now, when I put on there and advertise about keeping things clean, everybody might have been talking about might have been thinking I was talking about Tony's potty mouth, but I wasn't talking about Tony's potty mouth. I was talking about my feet covered with mud and
everything covered with mud.
It was just unreal mud,
dude. Everywhere. In the parking lot where I work, there's still like 4 piles of mud underneath where I park, like by each tire. From the rain.
From the rain?
From rain. Rain just washed the mud off, and there's like 4 little piles still there. It's crazy.
It was crazy.
Awesome.
It was absolutely crazy. So keeping it clean, I want to talk about what do you do to keep your tent clean on things like that? Your dishes, your clothes, the inside of your vehicle, if that matters to you right now. Apparently it doesn't matter to me. Your shoes, and where do you put your shoes when you get in your tent? And your cooking items. It's just, how do you keep things clean? And does that matter? It should matter. I think it should matter.
It does. It does. Because you got to put that stuff back. You got to put it up and put it away. And if you don't stay on top of it, that mud will just be, next thing you know, it'll be in your sleeping bag.
Yeah, exactly. And there's a reason that the Toyota people, their forum that they have on there is IHateMud.com. There's a reason for that. So hello, Jeff. I hope Jeff's doing good. And Jeff had surgery a little while ago. He's still recovering, and I hope he's doing very well.
Yep.
Tim says WeatherTech floor mats, and I hang my shoes on my ladder. That is a great idea, and we will talk a little bit more about that. What do we have on the calendar? Let's share with what we have on the calendar. Other than the first weekend of May. Doing our we ain't gonna call it a subscriber camp out because we don't have subscribers, but
no, it's the
friends. It's Professor Bats and Friends.
Yeah, it's just our own little rendezvous.
We're going.
I mean, it doesn't seem right saying rendezvous either. No. It's like a rally. Is it a rally?
Is it?
I don't know.
Let's just call it camp out.
It's camp out. Just to get together. A shindig. Shindig. Huh?
Yeah.
Hey, if y'all got any ideas, put it in the comments.
Bring your banjos. We're gonna have a shindig. Come on, hold down.
So, first and foremost, coming up. Oh, wrong side. We got the More Expo right here. Mm-hmm. We got the More Expo on my mind. It's like 2 weeks, right?
Is it? Is it gracious?
It's like, April 21st and 22nd. It'll be here.
Oh my goodness!
Before we know it.
Huh.
Then we got the Natural State Overland Bonfire Rendezvous, April 29th and the 30th.
Make sure you don't go to Mulberry Mountain for that because it's not going to be there.
Yeah, it's way over that way on the other side.
Yeah,
that
Eastern
way.
Ozarks.
Yeah, Eastern. Then there's the Overland Expo West. Are you going to go to that?
I'm not. Your wife's going to that, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Her and
Misty Radio.
They are all over that. I don't know. I can't even keep up with all they got going on.
Oh, my goodness.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Well, not crazy. It's a good crazy.
Well, it's women, so it's crazy.
Yeah. Anyway. Yeah. And then there's the Big Iron Overland Rally in September.
Mm-hmm.
The 29th and the 30th. West Mineral, Kansas. And then the Natural State Overland Rendezvous in the Ozarks, October 12th through the 14th at Mulberry Mountain.
Always look forward to that. That's a good time.
Yeah.
Jeff said, "Yeah, you got a party mouth." I like it, Jeff. That's funny. Well, I got a little bit of news other than getting married. I am headed down to Houston to pick a trailer up on Thursday. And
on purpose? You already got a trailer.
Well, this one's a little different.
Yeah.
This one's a little different. It's one you can actually sleep in. Picking up a taxa. And going to meet the guys down there at the plant. Hopefully take a tour of the plant. And I'm meeting with the head of, what do you call it? Sales. And the head of sales and the head of marketing. I'm meeting those two guys down there. And I'm going to pick up a taxa trailer down there and try it out and see how I like it. I think it's going to be pretty cool. I like the trailer that I'm getting because it actually opens, the whole side opens up and the whole back opens up. So it's not one of these that you just get in, you're completely closed off from the outdoors. You open it up and you can experience the outdoors as well. I'm pretty excited about that.
Nice.
So yeah. Galen Trun said, "I'm working on some back road routes for Big Iron." That'd be cool.
That's right.
Yeah.
That'd be fun.
Yeah.
So, Galen, are you going to be leading? I guess you're going to be leading some routes, leading some trail rides in? Is that the plan?
That'd be cool.
Maybe you could expand on that a little.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, Gia's pretty excited about the trailer too. So she's coming down on Friday. Hopefully I'll be back on Friday about midday. And we had thought about, if the weather's nice, we may just take that sucker out on Friday and spend a night in it and try it out right off the bat.
I triple dog the first night. I double, triple dare dog you. Yes.
Well, we may do it.
Okay.
We may do it. So, anyway. So you're going to be seeing me pull a little taxi trailer around and trying it out. So
I'll be like, who's pulling their trailer with Joey's FJ?
Yeah.
What is going on?
Oh my goodness. Yeah, we'll see how it goes. But anyway, I'm not looking forward to the trip to Houston, but I am looking forward to experiencing the trailer. And the big trip that we're going to take in July, we'll probably take the trailer and that way we'll be able to stealth camp anywhere we want. We're going up into the Quetico National Forest, going up around into Canada. Not really sure what's up there, so we should be able to camp anywhere in that thing. And uh, yeah,
That would be so cool, buddy.
yeah, it's going to be pretty epic, I think. Yeah, yeah. Gia says he needs all the trailers. I would love to have all the trailers and all the vans and the Subarus.
I don't know. With all this going on, when are you going to have time to get your van ready?
Well, the van's gonna be down the road a little bit. We got
Yeah.
everything we need. So back roads all over up there by Big Iron. Not a lot of scenic views, but good gravel roads nonetheless. Last year I took back roads home all the way from there to Bartlesville, Oklahoma. Yes, and
Nice.
I would like to throw this out there because I did experience this last year. I believe that Kansas has some of the smoothest, most amazing dirt roads I have ever been on in my life. Yeah, they are better
Really?
than Arkansas highways.
Really?
They're so nice. I love them. If you go to those rocks, the scenic rocks out there that are out there in West, you're going down. It's like a super freaking highway down those dirt roads. And I wanted to take those all the way to Big Iron because they were so nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can we take them
Richard,
all the way from here?
I don't think so.
From Arkansas? Doesn't
I
work.
don't think
Hey,
so.
Richard.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, Jeff, I hope you get to come up there. Hope to get to see you at more this year. We'll see how it goes. Well, let's dive off into it.
All right, buddy.
On the Go Explore trip, we had a lot of rain. So we were out there on the first day. Rained a little bit that evening, but the next day it actually started raining pretty hard that morning, right off the bat. I mean, y'all
Mm,
hadn't been gone to the trail maybe 30 minutes, and then just the bottom fell out.
yeah.
And we actually looked it up, and it rained almost 4 inches in 6 hours. And so big time flash floods. We went to the campsite that is at Forked Mountain, and you have to cross two low water bridges to get there. And when we went there, we were actually me, Gia, Danielle, who's second overland. We were actually the cooks for the week, and so we were actually going ahead of everybody, wanting to get dinner ready for everybody. And we got there. We probably went through. I'm guessing maybe 10 inches, maybe a foot of water. And I've rarely seen it over that second low water bridge. Most of the time, it's way below that, but it was about a foot over it. And I thought about that at the time. I thought, man, I've never seen it this high. And then the rain just came and just poured down. And so we were there hanging out at the cave. When we got there, it actually wasn't raining at all. It was beautiful blue skies. Sun was out. We set up in the only dry place, and I just popped everything up, and then the sky got dark, and I thought, oh, it's fixing to rain. So we just got our chairs and went over up underneath the cave, and we were just sitting there, just admiring everything, hanging out underneath the cave, just watching it rain. And then it just, I mean, just came down like crazy. And I was sitting there, and I thought, oh no, I messed up
Uh-oh.
because I popped the tent up, and I always keep the side windows cracked a little bit so when you pull it down, the air that's inside the tent can escape.
Yeah.
Well, it was sun was shining when I popped the tent up, and I didn't even think about closing those windows up.
Oh,
So
no.
I was just sitting there thinking, "Oh no." I mean, it was just one of those "oh no" moments. And I just took off, and I had to skip over rocks because it was like running rivers down between us and that. And I get over there, and there's a big hump in my awning where it was collecting water. I climb up in there. Of course, all of our sheets are wet. And so I close everything up. There is a river running down through there. It was solid mud. Our campsite was just flowing. I had put our food on the ground. So the food was just getting water all over it.
Trying to float
Um,
away.
They was flooded like crazy. My shoes were about 30 feet down there because it had washed them down. Inside of the tent was soaked. We also had our dog with us, so she was soaked. So we were doomed as far as keeping everything clean. And it was just a catastrophe. And I just sat there and I thought, how in the world are we going to do this? How are we going to keep all this stuff clean? And, that just went through my mind the whole time. Now, you were in a totally different situation out on the trail, and your mind was completely different because all your stuff wasn't set up yet, but you still had in your mind about keeping certain things clean as well.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I was so focused on trying not to ruin the camera the first time.
Yeah. First time
Uh,
you ever used it.
First time I ever used it, got it out.
Mhm.
And, so I was really concerned about that. And at times, the rain would let up and I could, get out and feel good about using it. But it was about that and trying to minimize the amount of mud in the floorboard,
Yeah.
that you in and out and in and out and in and out.
Constantly in and out because you were the photographer for the
Yeah.
trip. And so,
Yeah.
when y'all were going through some of these washouts and stuff, trying to get good angles on everything, you were getting out, trying to get ahead of everybody. And plus you were kind of like the scout at times too, weren't you?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, there we were, sort of making sure the group, everybody stayed together and got down through the obstacles or whatever. But you get to a point where I would go forward, go on, and I was looking for a place to set up and get pictures, or just at, at that point in the day, after that one spot, we had all that rain. I was just looking to see if we could keep going forward or had to turn around and go back.
Mm.
So yeah,
Yeah,
and then,
completely different set of circumstances.
the thing about the Jeep is, or my truck, um, whenever you're in the mud, the wheels, the tires sling mud all over the door handles.
Mm.
So it's like, you're trying to get in and out and holding the camera, and then you have to get mud on your hands too. So that was fighting that. And
Yeah.
anyway,
Yeah, back when I first got my FJ, I got into the bigger tires are better. And I just had in my mind I wanted bigger tires, I wanted a bigger lift, I wanted this or that, and so I put like 35s on there. Well, they rubbed like crazy, and so I cut out my fenders.
yeah,
And once you cut out those fenders on the FJ, they're destroyed. I mean, there's no way to take them out and keep them intact. You destroy them. They were in pieces. I had to throw them in the trash. And so ever since then, I got no fenders. And those tires that I have now, 33s, they don't rub, but they throw mud everywhere. I
yeah,
mean, just everywhere. They're all over the doors, windows, everything. You can't hardly, go through down a muddy road with the windows down because it's just solid mud just coming up everywhere on both sides of you. And I've regretted it ever since then. But that's just the way it is. But
well, see,
um,
now I've got a pressurized water system
hmm
on the truck. So I
yeah.
can hook it up from the tailgate, and I can lean around the side and I can spray the driver's door handle. Keep the mud off of it.
Oh my goodness. Well, we're
Anyway,
going we're going to talk a little bit about what we use, and I want everybody to think about and give us some input about what you use to keep everything on clean out on the trail. But we're going to pause right now for station identification so I can get a drink and blow my nose. Here we go.
uh-oh.
We'll be right back.
Hi, this is Jerry from Kemble Tusk.
I'm Lisa. I'm Katie, and we are Team Wild Maven.
Hey, this is Aaron with Artemis Overland Hardware.
Hi, I'm Matt.
And I'm Kara from Ozark Overland Adventures.
I'm Tate with Overland Spices.
Hey guys, what's up? It's Drew with Rock Squatch Designs, here with the Rock Squatch.
This is Jeff with Bad Academic Cup.
And you're watching
Professor
Bats.
Bats.
Professor Bats and Friends.
Professor
Bats and Friends.
Professor Bats and Friends.
Professor Bats and Friends.
The Professor Bats and Friends.
Professor Bats and Friends.
Yeah.
For more to get some new shots of those. We've been using those for about a year now. So When more comes, we're going to be coming around the camera. Make sure that you're there with your smiles on, because
That's right.
to help us do an interview.
That is right.
Daggone right.
Daggone.
Oh,
Two feather channel.
channel. Get a Jeep. You can throw mud without cutting fenders. Yeah. Yeah.
That's so true.
That's true. But on Jeeps they make all kind of fenders, all kind of goofy looking fenders that you can put way out. I love those ones that look so goofy and come way out, and then people have skinny tires underneath them. Cracks me up.
Yeah, there are states that they require fenders that cover the tires.
Really?
Yeah. So
states of confusion.
Yeah, I mean they stick out way out, and it's like, oh no, they got this all wrong.
But why is it necessary to keep things clean? Well, for a lot of reasons. We carry a lot of powered gadgets. We got the EcoFlow power stations. We've got cameras. We got drones, GoPros, even our phones. And if you get them wet or muddy, they will not work. They will not work. I can't imagine getting some of that stuff covered in mud. Well, a drone, if you get anything on it, it ain't going to work.
A tree, if you get it on a tree, yeah, it won't work. Ask Jason with experiencing Arkansas how that worked out. The same weekend we were at Go Explore.
Yeah,
he landed one in like 100 feet up in a tree.
Oh my goodness! Now I've lost mine a few times, and I've flown it into Scott's tent, but I was able to fix it. So I can't imagine landing it up in a tree. But if you get them muddy, they ain't gonna work. And if you get something on the screen, you're not gonna get a good shot.
Right.
Kitchen items, you got to keep stuff sanitary.
Yep.
We were actually cooking for other people on that trip, and so I needed to up my sanitary conditions even more than normal. Normally if it falls on the floor, I'm still gonna eat it, type of guy. But if I'm cooking for other people, I'm gonna up my standards a little bit. So nobody wants a mouthful of mud or dirt. Nobody wants to get a fork or a spoon that's covered with yesterday's dinner. You want to make sure that it's clean before you eat on it again.
Yeah.
You have to do everything you can to prevent yourself from getting sick. So you got to make sure that everything's sanitary. And, because sick at home is one thing, but sick out in the middle of nowhere, that's a whole different level of awful. And so no bueno. And if you get your spices wet, they ain't good. So
no, they're kind of clumpy, aren't they?
Kind of clumpy. Cast iron will rust. So if you get it wet, it will rust. Even the scottles will get some rust on.
I got rust on my scottle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Usually comes off pretty easy, but nobody wants to eat that. So
no. Yeah.
Gen Xer says we have a battery powered 2.5 gallon water sprayer by Sun Joe. It's nice and roughly $50. That's pretty cool.
Where'd you get it?
Sun Joe.
Yeah. Where'd they get that? Is that an Amazon thing?
I bet they'll comment and let us know.
Yeah.
Joe. So our tent, the windows were down. The edges of the sheets and blanket were soaked on the edges. We traipsed around in the mud. We had to get creative where we put our shoes when we got up in the tent. Yeah, he said Amazon. And so we also had the dog. So we had to use a lot of towels. And I always carry a lot of towels, but we had to use a lot of towels to dry the dog off. And, something to lay her on. Fortunately, that night she was so tired she didn't get up. And so I didn't have to get up and put her in the mud and then dry her off and get up, put her in the mud and dry her off. So, taking a dog adds a whole different dynamic to what you're having to deal with. My awning was absolutely soaked. It wasn't ruined, but it was soaked and needed to dry off. And it didn't help any because there was a complete 3 inches of river rolling underneath my trailer. So it didn't help keep anything off. I just gave up on the FJ. Getting mud inside of it, I just gave up. The floorboards, seat, whatever, I just gave up. I said I'll clean it up when I get home.
Yeah, I don't have the WeatherTech mats like it was mentioned earlier, but the mats that I have are the Jeep mats, and they pull out, and you can dump the mud off of them when it dries out and stuff. Keith
said, "Explain to me how all this is fun." Now, the memories and going back and thinking about it, and thinking about how we still did exactly what we wanted to do in spite of all the bad weather. That seems like a huge accomplishment to me. Now, that being said, the water was so high we could not help it, but the water was so high, and it quit raining that afternoon. And you, being the tallest uh, and the biggest and the heaviest and the tallest, Jeep was able to come across later. But there was some lighter vehicles in the group. We were telling everybody that we really didn't think it was a good idea to get over there to us, so they just went and camped in another place and came back the next morning.
Yeah.
Now after that, it was sun shining, beautiful, had a great time, but it just created a whole different challenge to what we were doing. Now we tell everybody we can control a lot of things on these trips, but we can't control the weather. And I've had RVs, and you were an RV guy before.
Yeah.
And a lot of times you go out, you set your RV, and you do that to experience the outdoors, to get away from home and all this other stuff. Well, if it pours down rain for 4 days, you're stuck in the RV. It's not really that much fun. So you really can't control the weather, but you just have to make the best experience out of it that you can.
Yeah.
And so I think we did that. And those kind of conditions and that amount of mud makes me regret fabric seats.
All right. So here's the thing. For your Gladiator, get some of the neoprene seat covers.
I've got neoprene seat covers on mine, and
They
you can
are
just wipe them off with a towel.
Yeah, they're amazing. And
So
they're
nice.
comfortable. They add an extra layer of comfort on top.
Sure do.
I'm not a fan. I looked at the leather seats in the Gladiators, and they are so uncomfortable to me.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we got cloth seats in our Gladiator with the neoprene. So
I agree.
I like
The leather seats that they put in vehicles are really hard.
Yep.
And if you take long trips like what we do, it'll end up getting to you, and you will not like them. But those neoprene seats and the ones that I have actually do have another layer of padding in your back and in the seat.
Yep.
And I really like them, and they
Same
are
here.
amazing to clean. You can just take a wet or a damp towel and just wipe them clean.
Yep.
And if you've got a dog that sheds a little bit like mine does, a little lint roller will take all that off. It's amazing. Plus, it will, after a while of getting in and out of your vehicle, you'll wear the seat and you'll wear a hole in that side of your seat, and it will also protect your seat.
Yeah.
So I highly recommend that. Now, keeping myself clean, we use shower pouches, wipes and stuff like that. We weren't able to use the shower because it was just too much trouble to get everything out. Clothes. Now I need some input on, out of all the things that I have done and all the things that I'm satisfied with. I'm really satisfied with my kitchen. I'm really satisfied with my tent setup and my awning setup and all that. My organization in the back.
Yeah.
But when it comes to my clothes and what I keep my clothes in and how easy it is to get them in or out and how to separate the dirty from the clean, what do you do? Because if anybody's out there, and we got a lot of people watching right now, what do you do? And are you satisfied with how you have your clothes? Because I really wish that I had a drawer system to keep my clothes in, because it seems like my clothes are always underneath something and I can't get to them, and it's a pain, and I just am not satisfied.
Yeah. I'll answer the second part of that first. Am I satisfied? No. I have a 30-liter dry bag that's a dry backpack.
Yeah.
So I pack it by outfit. I don't put, all my shorts in, all my t-shirts in, because it stacks from the bottom to the top, and then you roll it and snap it so it's sealed. If I want to leave it in the bed of the truck, I can do that, or put it in the cab or whatever, and I don't have to worry about it getting wet. But so I've started, sort of pairing my outfit. So whenever I reach in, I just grab what's on top, and I can get, the shorts and the t-shirt and, underwear and socks and all that. It's all together, stacked together.
I like that.
But what I don't have a handle on is, what I do with the dirty stuff.
Yeah.
And and that really was really highlighted the Go Explore trip, because
Yeah.
a lot of the stuff I had was wet and or muddy.
Yeah, and you've got to have a place to put that. And a lot of times I've got one of those it's the last US bag makes one of those rubberized, and it's like a mesh rubberized bag that I put that in. And a lot of times I'll just stick that down in my trash route or down in my trash thing because I don't want it in the cab because they're nasty. You don't want to put them in a sealed anything like that because they'll get mildew really
be
fast.
like an old nasty wet dog coming out.
Yeah, and you don't want your cab smelling like that.
No.
And so you really gave me a good idea right then. I like the packing cubes idea. And if you put your stuff together, and see, the trouble with rooftop tent. So do you take your clean clothes with you up in the tent so that way you can change while you're up there, or you do it the next day when you're on the ground?
So what I do is, particularly this last weekend, what I realized is I had my dry bag, all my clothes, and my toiletry bag that's inside it. That was inside the cabin, right? So when we got to camp, what I did was I took it out and I set it right above the back door on the roof rack, right? And I can access that from inside the tent and get whatever out I need and put everything back in. So I actually access it from the tent now.
That's a good idea.
But
I do like the idea of the packing cubes, because if you have the packing cubes, you can just pull out. I mean, if you've got pants, shirt, underwear, socks, you can just put that per day up in there and just take, because you're a big guy in a small tent. It might be a little hard for you to get dressed in your tent. It's easy for me to get dressed in mine because I'm a little guy in a big tent.
You can stand up.
Yeah, I can stand. I can get on my knees and sit all the way up as far as I can and reach my hand. I can almost stand up in there. But that's a good idea with the packing cubes. So you can the packing cubes that I have are mesh. You could have one, put your clothes in, take it up there, take the clothes out, and then put the dirties back in there, and then the next day do the same thing. And all that. So I like that.
I don't know what Mike's talking about here. REI packing cubes.
REI Co-op Packaway.
Oh, okay. All right.
I'll have to look that up. The REI Co-op Packaway bin. Eli says, I put anything that gets wet and muddy outside the trash bag in my trash room until I get somewhere to wash them and let them dry. Yeah. That's kind of what I do too. I don't really have a problem with wet clothes or dirty clothes, because I'll just throw them in the trash room. The problem I have with is I keep mine right now in a backpack like you do. But I just put everything in there. I'll just throw in there 2 pairs of pants for a weekend, 2 pairs of pants, 2 shirts, 2 socks, 2 underwears, whatever. And then I just have to dig it out. Well, I dig it out, put it back, and then the next day something's on top of it. I got to dig it all back out, put it up, do whatever. Yeah. And so I was thinking, well, if I made myself a couple drawers to stick my clothes in, that way I could just pull the drawer out and be done. But what are you going to do if you're just on a day run and you don't have to take clothes? Oh, well, those drawers are all up in the way. So I really don't like that idea either.
Yeah.
And so I've been racking my brain about how to do clothes because it's just a pain. And so I appreciate the cubes. I think the cubes might work.
Yeah, that'll be worth investigating a little bit. Thanks, Mike.
Yeah. So what tools do you use to keep clean? Now, I love shower pouches. I've used shower pouches for years. They are larger. They have more cleaning material. They're wetter, moisture, whatever you want to say, than any other like dude wipes or anything like that. You pull dude wipes out, and I'll use 10 of them suckers. Yeah. I mean, they're just small. You can do one arm and you're done. But these, the shower pouches are amazing, and I love the scents that they have. So they have really good scents.
What's the name of that brand we were talking about earlier today?
Well, that's the next thing I'm going to talk about is the Crud Cloth. Crudcloth.com.
Shower. You said okay, shower
I said
pouch.
shower
Okay,
pouch.
sorry, I skipped
The
ahead.
Crud Cloth. I love the Crud Cloth.
Yeah.
www.crudcloth.com.
Yeah.
Now these are a little bit different, and the reason I like these is because they have a real
Terry cloth.
washcloth. Yeah, they have a real washcloth in there. Now, what it is it has a little pouch full of the soap, and you smash it, and it gets on the cloth, and then you open up the package, and then take the cloth out, and you don't have to rinse off. It's alcohol based, so you just wash, and it just evaporates, and it's really good. And they have some amazing scents. They have the lavender scent that'll keep the bugs away. I looked on there today.
It keeps the tarantulas away.
The tarantulas will stay away. You can even put them on the bottom of a Swiffer and mop up water with it. But they also, and I saw on the website today, they have them for pets.
Yeah.
So they're unscented. They don't have any of the stuff in there that will irritate a pet's skin. So they actually have them for pets. So I think I'm going to get some of those.
They actually have the lavender one is actually safe to use on pets.
Well, there you go, and it'll keep the mosquitoes off of them too.
Yeah, yeah.
But I do have a recommendation, and I tell you this from experience.
Okay.
So we were at Rendezvous, and I was in that Taruka. It was a Taruka privacy tent, and it was all black in there, and I couldn't see very well, so I had to put a light in there because it has a top and a bottom and sides and all that. And I went to bust that thing, and I hit it about 20 times, and I never could bust the gel in there. And so my mistake, learn from me. I opened up the package, took out the gel, and I went to bust it on the cloth, and it went everywhere. I mean, it got all in my face. It got all over the tent. I had to take my washcloth and scrape the sides of the privacy tent to get all the soap and then wash myself.
Oh no.
So make sure that whatever you do,
follow the instructions.
Follow the instructions. Bust that stuff, and then get it all over that, and then you'll be able to clean yourself. And I absolutely love those, and they're about the same price as the shower pouches as well. So highly recommend those.
Didn't you say? Go ahead. Sorry.
I actually sent a message to the guys at Okie Overland, say you need to carry these because people will love them.
These guys.
Yeah.
Yeah. Didn't you say that?
Yeah. Thank Eli. Eli had to work with her in there.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, Richard, every time I talk to Joey, my Amazon list grows. I promise you. Who has time for that? Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we try to read the directions. I don't follow them very well, but I read them.
Yeah. I need the Cliff Notes version.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, or I just wait for Joey to give me the highlights of how not to do it.
Yeah, because I promise you, if it's not supposed to be done a way, I have done it that way. But
so
anyway,
didn't you tell me that they are also reusable?
They are reusable, and that's one of the reasons I like about the Crud Cloth is because it gives you a real washcloth, so you can take that cloth and you can use it for the rest of the time because it's good. It is actually a real washcloth. It's a white washcloth, and you can take that and use that the rest of the time to clean anything with it. So. If you've got some regular soap that you take away or whatever, you can reuse those. Yeah. Nice. So it's a good investment. Yeah. Good investment. Now you have a tankless water heater, right?
I do.
Okay. On your trailer, you have a regular tankless water heater, but in your Gladiator, you have some kind of a hot water system. What kind is that?
Yeah. So that's it's a battery powered, propane burner water heater. It's just got a submersible pump that pumps the water through, and it's got a little swing out thing like a faucet, and you can also connect a shower head to it. It's called a Boss Base Camp. It's made by the same people that make the my buddy
Mr.
Buddy heaters. Yeah. So it's kind of it takes up quite a bit of space. So
it's kind of bulky.
it needs to be a trip where you think you're really going to need,
Hot water.
have a benefit of a lot of hot water. Yeah. So,
But it's nice because it has the pump inside. It's an all-inclusive unit, so you just drop that down in the water, hook your propane up, and then turn it on, and then you've got a sink and you've also got a shower. So it's a
Yep.
really neat thing. Now
Yeah,
I use. Go ahead.
I was going to say, I also adapted it so that I could use the pump that I have in the deck drawer system that I put in,
Mhm.
so I could pump the water through that way. But I don't know, that pump kind of overpowers it a little bit. You really have to turn the valve down on it a little bit,
Yeah.
or it won't heat the water.
Yeah.
So anyway.
Well, I have since went to probably in the last 2 or 3 months, I've switched over to a geyser system, the geyser hot water
Seen
system.
those.
I actually love this thing. It actually saves water. It uses very little water, and
Okay.
it's an all-inclusive deal too. But instead of spraying water, it uses sponges. So you can have a sponge for your dishes for hot water. You can have a sponge for your body. And you can take the different sponges, just switch them out. It has a little controller to control the amount of water that comes out. And I took a full shower when we were in Big Bend over Christmas, took a full shower, and it only used half the water that was in there. And it only holds like, I think it says 4 liters. So is that a lot? That's not a lot, right?
No.
That's like maybe a gallon. It doesn't hold a whole lot of water at all, but everything fits inside there. So it just needs a power source, and the heater's built in. You just put the water in there, flip the switch on, and it gets up to 100 degrees. It tells you it's ready, and you just turn it on, and the water starts coming out the sponge. You put the soap on the sponge, start washing yourself or washing your dishes or whatever, and it is really nice, incredible. And they make 2 different kinds, one with a heater and one without. And
So you just preheat your water or not?
yeah, and
Yeah.
you can use either one. If you've got a little bit of time, you're not in any hurry, you can just put the water in mine and just turn it on, and it'll probably take 30 minutes for the water to get hot. Or if you want to just take your jet bowl or whatever and fill part of it up with water, and then jet bowl some water and pour the other hot water in there, you've got water in 2 minutes. You got hot water in 2 minutes. You can just use the geyser, as the system for washing. And so I really like the way that it comes out.
That's a good point, because I think I was thinking about one of those and getting the one with the heater on it, but if it takes that long to heat it, I might opt for the jet boil version.
Yeah, and it also, not only does it take a long time to heat it, it takes a lot of power out of your battery system to heat it as well. Yeah. So if I was going to buy one again, and I probably will, because I'll need one for this new trailer that I've got coming, but I'm probably going to get one without the heater. And so anyway, yeah. And they got a sale on them right now too. I think it's like $70 off they got right now too on their website. So
see, here we go.
Sorry. I actually got the code that I can send to you. If anybody wants it, I'll send it to you.
Yeah.
But I love the geyser system, really do, because a lot of times you may be short on water. It doesn't use a whole lot of water. Plus, you have the option of getting an extra sponge to use on your dishes if you need hot water to wash your dishes or yourself. So
yeah. Okay.
And I love washing my face with hot water at night. It just makes me feel so much cleaner.
It does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's real easy. And when you're done, what I love about it when you're done is everything, the cord and the hose and sponge and everything fits down inside where the water goes. So it's easy to transport. It's not big and bulky.
You don't have a bunch of cords and hoses to deal with.
No, I love it. Towels. I never seem to have enough towels. I always take towels. My stepdaughter used to work at a place, and when they got done with their towels, they would throw them away. Well, she would bring me bundles of just like work towels, just like old work towels. So I keep a whole bunch of those I probably keep 5 or 6 of those in my vehicle at all time because it never seems like you have enough towels. If it rains, you're going to have to dry things off, wipe things down, do whatever. So cooking, cleaning, personal use, always have towels. And I always seem to forget to bring one if I take a shower to dry myself off with. So that's
Yeah.
why I always keep extra towels in there to do that. That always seems to be the thing that doesn't cross my mind. Okay, you're going to take a shower. You might need to dry off. So anyway, that's why I keep those extra towels in there. Paper towels. I use paper towels like they're going out of style. I love having paper towels because I cook on a scuttle and I have cast iron and I use those to clean both and also season both because you can wash them out, dry them off, use that same paper towel, put a little bit of oil on it and season it, and you've only used one paper towel. So I always use those, wipe down tables, keep everything clean. Disinfectant wipes. We always have Lysol wipes with us, some kind of disinfectant wipes to disinfect, kill germs, keep things clean, keep you from getting sick. Now, Jeff says shower tent or potty tent. I have a privacy tent, 23-0 on my vehicle, and I also have one on my trailer. So I never leave home without one of those because if you have a female that goes with you, apparently privacy is a big deal. So anyway.
Yeah, I don't get that, but whatever.
Now, do you still carry your pop-up privacy tent, your big one that has like 2 rooms or whatever?
Yeah, if my wife and daughter go, yeah, we have that. We're currently researching and looking at adding something to the trailer, something more permanent like a Taruka or something like that.
Mhm.
But I might add something to the truck too. But if it's just me, yeah, I don't get into all of that.
Yeah. I love that Taruka privacy tent. They have a
That thing was
floor.
pretty nice.
They have a floor and they
Yeah.
also have a roof.
Yeah.
So if you're going to base camp, that's the best one. That is by far the best one because for some reason you're always wanting something to go over your head. Now, I have in the past on my 23-0, I have an umbrella and you can open the umbrella and just set it down on the top of that one and you have a roof. So that's no big deal. And I always
So
carry an umbrella.
let me ask you a question about that Taruka. The floor that's in it,
Mhm.
how does it drain water?
It's got a solid floor and it's got I think 1 or 2 places that has a little hole
Okay.
in the side that drains the water, and that is it velcros in, and I think the ceiling velcros in as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was nice. I used it just to change at Rendezvous last year, and I was like, huh,
Yeah, and it's dark
this
in
thing
there.
is
I mean, you
nice.
got to carry a light in there. It was big,
Yeah, it's spacious
very
and
spacious.
tall. I mean, it was, yeah,
Yeah,
heck
yeah,
yeah.
it was really nice. I enjoyed that. Soap. I always carry camp suds. Camp suds. I don't carry just regular Dawn or anything like that because it's not biodegradable. Camp suds you can use on dishes, you can use on yourself, you can use on your pets, and it also has stuff in there to keep the bugs away. So is multi-purpose and it works very well. I love it. And it doesn't seem to bother the dog at all. So I always keep camp suds with me, and that's what I use.
I carry
Now,
both.
do what?
I carry both.
Yeah.
Yeah, I carry the biodegradable stuff, and I carry Dawn. The thing is when I went with the budget overland group, when Benji was done changing his CV axle,
Mm-hmm.
his hands
Black.
were just solid grease,
Mm-hmm.
and literally the only thing that'll take that stuff off is Dawn.
You're right. And it softens your hands while you do the dishes.
Fact. So, yeah, we don't like to use that, but sometimes you have to.
Yeah.
Dawn
I've
power
seen
spray.
the
Yeah,
Dawn power spray.
my wife, there's some of it lives right by the sink. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Anything else? Anything else that you use? Any other tools that you have to keep things clean? And you have your high power pressure water system.
Oh yeah, I
now
got a
that'll
fancy
just
pressure washer
take the
on the back of
paint
my
off.
truck now. Yeah.
It'll take the paint off.
Oh, it's great. all of all of the using it and showing everybody how it works and everything for that Go Explore trip. The whole system holds 13 gallons. I only used 4.5 gallons that whole trip.
Wow. And tell everybody that thing, that tank is a plastic tank, and it sits right on top of your deck
drawer system. Yep.
It doesn't move around very much back there, does it?
No, it's a 50-liter Ironman tank. It's a flat tank. It's about this tall, but it's 2 foot by like 4 foot, rectangle.
Yeah.
And I was racking my brain trying to figure out how I was going to anchor this thing down to hold it still.
Mm-hmm. You were headed to Lowe's to get some clamps or something and some bolts or whatever.
I was trying to figure out however I was going to, when you look at it, it only holds 13 gallons at like 8 something pounds per gallon. That works out to what? 110 pounds. 110 pounds. That's not a whole lot of weight. Even if it's half full and sloshing, it's not a whole lot of weight. So then you were like, well, why don't you just use double-sided foam tape?
Mm-hmm. Well, I have found some double-sided foam tape on Amazon that would probably it'd stick our two vehicles together where you couldn't get them apart. I mean, it's unreal.
I don't know if this tank will ever come off of there. Not even with the pry bar. I bet it separates the plastic from. I bet when you peel it off, there's going to be part of the deck system stuck to the bottom.
I love it. I love it. It's so fun. So Jeff said, my wife says, spray olive oil for cleaning skillets. I do carry some of that. I like the spray canola. They got canola, olive, different things like that. I love the sprays. They're so easy to use.
Yep.
And I love that. So for cleaning cast iron or your
scuttle,
any kind of scuttle or skillets or anything like that. Griddles.
Skedaddle.
Yeah, it works on the griddle.
Yeah.
Richard says blue shop towels. I love the blue shop towels. They're very, very handy to have for anything like that. Man, I tell you what, there's so much good stuff out there, and most of this we don't even think about half the time because we're just overlooking, thinking about other things. So keeping things clean is tough sometimes.
Holy cow!
What?
I lost track of time. I was having so much fun.
I know we've done gone an hour.
I know
it. Well, I'll tell you what. Next week on Monday, we've got Chris from More Expo going to come on here, and it is the week before More, so everything is finalized. He's got everything done, so he's going to come on here and give us some insight as to what's going to go on with the Midland More to More route and all the vendors and who he's got coming and all that stuff. So
over 200 vendors.
200 vendors. Yeah, 200 vendors. Blows my mind.
It's gonna be amazing.
I love it.
I really hope there's good weather.
I hope it's good weather this year. I hope the wind's not blowing 1,000 miles an hour. I hope everybody shows up and has a great time because it's going to be super fun.
Yeah, everybody that's on here listening, come by and say hi.
Come by and say hi. Yeah, but before then, tune in next Monday because we're gonna have some insight and have a lot of cool stuff with Chris from More Expo. So make sure and tune in next Monday, not Tuesday. We're going to be on here on a Manic Monday. So anyway,
that's right. Yeah.
Until then, hope you have a wonderful week. Thank you for being here. There's 1,000 places you could be, but you chose to be here. And we are excited that you were here. And I hope you have a great Easter weekend. Enjoy it with your family. Look out for number 1.
Join us next week.
Same bad time, same bad channel. Boom.